becoming a product specialist, to becoming customer success manager, to even becoming a senior specialist before I now even got to head of customer success. So those things, I had those things in the pipeline. That was supposed to be my career trajectory. How fast it would happen, I didn't know, but I saw opportunities. I saw gaps in the company where I was like, oh, this thing should have been done differently. And I fixed those things. So again, one thing we need to look out for is don't just go into companies thinking, let me just go, I will do 1 or 2 years and then I'll leave. Yes, I had that mindset, but along the line, I saw gaps and I fixed those things. And then I started building a different career trajectory for myself. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to stay here. I'm going to become this. I'm going to become that. And at the end of the day, one thing you need to do is, it's not just about talking the work. You have to actually do the work. You have to get your hands dirty. Some days might be very tough. You'll be handling difficult customers. And when I say customers, don't get me wrong, you have 2 customers. You have your internal customers, you have your external customers. You're handling those external customers that are coming to you with a lot of problems and you are fixing them, but then you're also going to your boss, and then maybe your boss is having a bad day and your boss is telling you, just put it there, I'll get on it later, and they don't get on it, and then you are frustrated. So you need to know how best you can infuse empathy into your daily activities in order to get the right results that you need from every interaction. That's just it. So the important key you need to do, the important feature you need to have or characteristics of a CS person is empathy. I hope that's clear.
Yes, it's so clear. Yes, it's clear. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us and how you were able to take opportunities. So as a CSM, it's okay that you are where you are, but if you remain there, you are the one that's caused that. Some people say, oh, they are not paying us more than this, they are not doing that. What are you doing with what you currently have? You already have the opportunity with you. What you do with it is what matters, right? So thank you so much for sharing with us. And please, if you are here and you want to ask questions, you can either use the chat or you raise your hand. And when it's time, I'll just call you to ask your questions. All right, so that was just an intro. That's just an intro. So let's go into our first question or second question for today. So you have a lot of people under you right now. How do you teach or model empathy within your customer success team? Because some people are coming in and they're just nonchalant, especially those that are used to this normal traditional customer bank customer service and all. They are very, no, it's not the same as when you come to fintech. So how are you able to like impact or model that to them?
I'll make this one very short. Just practice what you preach. It's as simple as that. So before I tell my team, do ABC, I make sure it's something I do. Like they always say, you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot pour from an empty cup, right? So I make sure they see
Absolutely.
in my daily activities. Like it's no more, oh, I have to cautiously do it. I'm an empathetic person by nature. That's what I've done. And again, don't get me wrong. People say you cannot be empathetic. So I'll try to break this down as fast as I can. There are 3 types of empathy. There's the emotional empathy, there's the compassionate empathy, and then there's the cognitive empathy. The one we practice as CS reps is compassionate, because we're not just saying, oh, I can feel what you're feeling. No, we understand that, okay, this is how you feel. And then we're looking for ways to fix how you feel. So what I do for my team is very simple. For every time there is an issue, I try to let them get to the solutions themselves, as opposed to me giving them the solution. That way they also own the situation and they take accountability of whatever is happening in that point. Do you get me? So you need to practice. They need to see it from you before they can actually be empathetic also. So if you are preaching, oh, I need you guys to be empathetic, I need you to do this, and then you're doing the opposite, it doesn't make sense. You actually, they have to see it in everything you are doing, that, okay, this person is not just saying we should do this when they are not doing this. They are actually that way. And once you do that, I promise you, you'll be fine and your team would also be fine. So again, start from yourself, practice what you preach, and you definitely see it on your team members also.
Thank you so much for that. Charity begins at home. You don't just become empathetic when it comes to your external customers. It starts with your internal customer. It's what they see. That is what they model. Thank you. Thank you for breaking it down. So maybe we have been training around the word. These days, I am very careful to not just assume everybody understand what the meaning of words and things. So I try to, as much as possible, break things down. So we have been saying empathy, and all. What does that really mean? She talks about that already. Understanding from your customer's perspective and going further to help them solve their needs. So it's not just about being nice to customers, right? It's actively listening to understand them, understand also their context, and responding without judgment, right? So in as much as you are kind and nice to them, you are actually listening to them. Sometimes you can just, we as CSM, we have our problems, and you have to learn how to put or shove that to the back and just try to understand from your customer's perspective and try to solve that, right? So in the African market, this means understanding things like, low digital literacy. There are some people that will never understand your product or how it works perfectly. Some people will still be asking you, how do my login detail, I cannot log in. You are putting in the wrong password, brother. Why are you acting so shocked that you cannot log in, right? So these are the things you have to like really deal with when you are. So you just have you don't just jump to conclusion and say, oh, is it this small thing you cannot do? You are getting angry already, because there are some questions that will come to you as a CSM or a support person. And we're talking about empathy, it's just you understanding low literacy, understand language limitation. There are some people that will come to you and they don't understand English. Sometimes you have to switch to Pidgin. You have to start speaking the little Yoruba you understand or the little Hausa you understand, just to ensure everybody gets on board, right? So that is what we are talking about. Do we have any question in the house before we move further? Anyone with questions before we continue? It seems. All right. So in the absence of none, let's just fire on. My next question is around how to create CS team. Okay. How do you create a customer success team where people feel empowered? Because I think this is glaring, but yeah, I want you to answer that.
I think I gave a brief answer in my previous response where I said I don't just give them the answers, I allow them get to it themselves. So one thing that we need as CSMs is ownership. We need to be accountable for things we do, because this job is monotonous, whether we like it or not. Some things are very repetitive. Sometimes you just wake up and you're like, okay, I'm waking up today, I'm responding to this amount of emails, 4 o'clock, I'm done. So you do the same thing over and over and over again, and you're like, is this what I really want to do in my life? So the first thing I do with my team is I give them the freedom to go own these things, make the mistakes, learn from your experience, and then I'm here to support you. I tell them that my job to you, as much as you think I'm your leader and everything, I'm almost like your servant, because I'm at your beck and call. When you need me, I'm there. I can only help you if I know you need help. I'll give you processes, I'll give you tools, I'll give you everything you need. But at the end of the day, how you use them is up to you. So I give them the power and the freedom of ownership. Like, take this, do what you want to do with it. I don't tell them, oh, this is what you do. In the beginning of the year, yes, I tell them, this is our goals. I tell them, I don't just say, okay, this is what we are going to achieve. I tell them what we're going to achieve, and then I tell them the why, right? And then I give them the tools to do what they have to do. It's left to you as the lead or the head or the CS to say, okay, this is how we're going to achieve what we're going to do. So it's very important to give your team the power of ownership. It's very, very important. It goes a long way, because if they have that power, they can then take pride in their jobs to say, okay, this is how much value I'm adding to the company. But if they don't have the power and they're like, before I make a move, I have to get the go ahead from my team leader. Before I do this, I have to get, it becomes very restrictive. So at the end of the day, they can't even take pride in the fact that they don't even know they're adding value to the company. But if they feel like, okay, I did this thing, they feel empowered to say, oh, you know what, that thing, I actually did it. This thing is because of me. And I tell my team something, toot your horn. Yes, I can see you are working on all that, but do you actually go and document everything you've done? It's very important. Do you actually say, oh, we talk about, oh, you know what, your work will speak for yourself. But my sister, if you don't toot your own horn, it might speak in hidden areas, but what about, okay, I'll use you as an example now. I just knew about you from LinkedIn because of this thing you are doing. Before then, I didn't know about you. And I saw it and I was very impressed, right? So all these things actually matters. You have to toot your own horn. I don't know if you guys can hear me anymore. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Udwak. Okay, I think it's Gloria's network then. I thought it was my network. Yeah, so it's very important to allow your team take pride in their work. It's very important to allow them like they should see the fact that they're adding value to the organization and take pride in that work. So it's another last thing I would say is clarity. The only way they can take pride in it is, like I also said, I think I've answered everything I've said again before. The last thing I would say is the fact that you give them clear and precise KPIs or objective is enough for them to say, this is what we're going to do. These are the steps we are going to take to getting the result we want to do. So in simple terms, just give them the power of ownership. Gloria, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm back.
I think
My
you shouldn't
network
turn on
is
your
on my
video
neck.
because your network is really bad. I actually thought it was mine for a minute.
It's actually mine. Sorry about that, everyone. And thank you so much for making that point. I really love what you said about ownership. It's so important as CS leaders or whatever role you occupy. Allow people, don't micromanage people first. Let everybody like feel like they are a part of something bigger than themselves. And that is why you explain the why. Don't just tell them, don't just tell people what to do. Tell them why. Let them feel that, oh, it's our thing. We are the one making this happen. Right. Thank you so much for that. We have few questions in the chat before we continue.
Yeah,
Please confirm if you can hear me.
yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, awesome. Okay, the first question is, as a CS leader, you mentioned how you give space for your team to take initiative and ownership. How else do you take efforts? Do you take efforts to support their growth within the company and beyond that and beyond?
Okay. Hi, Gladys. Firstly, I think I don't know you personally, but at least I've seen you once or twice and I know about you. So hi, thanks for joining. How else do I invest in my team's growth? I believe in learning. So I invest a lot in L&D. I host trainings for my teams. Apart from that, I give them room to make mistakes because I know I've made peace with the fact that people will make mistakes. But what I now do when they make mistake is I don't want to use the word scold now because I don't scold them. I praise them in public and then I correct them in private. So I can come on this meeting now, we are maybe 20 people here, and maybe Gloria was the one that made a mistake. I would have previously spoken to Gloria in private to correct her about the mistakes. Then I'll come on this meeting to say, okay, just in case you have this, I would make an example of the mistake Gloria made, and then I would ask for ways they think it can be resolved, but nobody would know Gloria was the one that made the mistake. But then when it comes to praises, I would literally call, oh, Peace did this, let's clap for her. This person did this. Like I would praise you in public, but then correct you in private. That's one. The second thing I do is I take their feedback very seriously. I have days where I host meetings, but I just join the meetings, not to say anything, to just listen. Tell me everything. So they talk about the product, they talk about how overwhelming it can be sometimes. Like just join meetings to listen to your team. Don't go there to yap or talk or do anything. Just go and listen to your team. That's all. Listening to them makes them feel heard. And a team that feels heard, trust me, they would be as functional as possible. They would literally work for you because they don't just trust that you are leading them. They know that you are there for them, and then they can also feel the value of what they do in the company. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Gladys. I think that was a two-part question.
Uh, yes, but to take let me see,
Yes, it was two parts,
how do you
internally and
support their
beyond.
growth?
Yeah, okay.
So was your question answered, Gladys?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much again for that. So the next question I'll ask will be in line what you think about certifications and experience. Do you think we have younger people or transitioning people here? So do you think it's so important to get certifications as many as possible than
because
focusing on experience?
I laugh because I just started a page. So I have an Instagram page, right? But because it's private, a lot of people do not know about me, or I just make it my, sorry, my check is going on. I just make it my travel page. So I created a new page for customer success, and someone sent me a DM to just talk about, oh yeah, thank you, Gladys. Someone sent me a DM to talk about certification, and it's one of the videos I did of recent. And yes, I support taking courses. I'm all for growth, but I don't believe certification is the only road to growth, because I would use Muibat, for instance. She takes a course today on effective communication, but then she doesn't have anywhere to practice that. How would that work? She goes on again to take another course, AI in this, whatever, but she's not putting it to practice. How would that work? So those things actually matter. I believe in, this is what I'm doing now. Okay, I'm currently the head of customer success at PiggyVest, but I'm aiming to become the head of customer experience. I've already started taking courses and implementing everything I've learned in those courses in order to get my desired results. So I believe, yes, take courses, but before you take courses, make sure they are in line with what you have planned for yourself. Don't just take courses and get certified because, oh, you know what, I want to see CIBN behind my name. I want to see M whatever or CI whatever behind. Take them because they actually align with your path. If you believe in, oh, you know what, I've seen CS as a road to transition to product, then yes, go ahead, take product management courses. But don't just take it because you feel like it's going to look good on LinkedIn or it's going to look good on whatever CV you are creating for yourself. Take courses, but make sure you take them because it aligns with your goal, and put everything you learn to practice. That way it sticks to your head. If you take them and then you just forget about them, you're just taking them for taking sake. That's just all I have to say. I hope that answers your question. Please the link. Yes, but it's just my name at the Bukola Willoughby. It's just on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah. So I just drop one minute videos on tips and tricks on CS. That's just it. No, what? Let me type that.
All right. Okay. So we have a few questions in the chat before we move on. By documenting and tooting your horn, how do you mean? And how do you advise one goes about it within a company and outside?
So I would start with within the company, right? I have Gladys on the team, and she resolved a complaint. The customer has been on the timeline and is creating chaos, and nobody would get on it. But Gladys took the initiative of saying, oh, hi, Peace, I saw that you had this, do this. And Peace did it, and it was fixed. And then we're having a meeting, but because I wasn't aware of that, I don't know about it then. Do you get me? It's Gladys' opportunity there and then to say, this is what I did. And then I believe everybody has appraisals in companies. So we do appraisals like maybe quarterly or half of the year, whichever you do. It's important to go to that page where they say, what have you accomplished in these last 3 months? Type it, like put it there, everything you have done, say it. When you have one-on-one with your leads, when they say, oh, how do you feel? What are your positives? What are your negatives? It's better. Oh, my positive was the fact that I helped Mrs. AAA fix this. My positive was the fact that I thought this was going to be difficult, but I handled it with grace. My negative was this. Very, very important. Those little things that you think they're not important, they are actually very important. If I were to take all those things I said, and I'm going to a management meeting to say, this is what Muibat did, the way I would phrase it, that's me tooting our horn. But I will not be able to say that if Muibat does not come to me or write it during appraisal to say, oh, I handled this. Oh, you know what? In May, our normal average response is maybe our normal ticket is 3,000, but in May, I handled 5,000. I will not know. I will know from the numbers, but then if Muibat doesn't see it as a big deal, I also just take it as one of those things. So it's left to you to say, I did this. I assisted the team in doing this. The team and I did this. If you don't say all those tiny details that you think They don't matter. I promise you they do matter. So yes, use your one-on-one session well, your appraisals. Don't just put good, excellent, all those things. No, write everything you have done, like from January till June now. Ask yourself, what have I accomplished? Those tiny things, even if it's a course you have taken, write it. Yes, Muibat, see it, it's a big deal. So write all those things. This is what I have accomplished from January. January, I want to meet, maybe you are a call center agent. I want to have an average talk time of 3 minutes. Did I meet it? Yes, yes, it's a big deal. Write it down. Those little things that you think don't matter, they matter, because by the time you are putting it in your appraisal, by the time you are speaking to somebody about it, you'll be surprised at how they'll be like, wow, you're amazing. Gladys, I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I
You're
think it
welcome.
did. Yes, yeah. Thank you so much for that. And yes, most people, especially female, feel somehow bragging about their achievements and the things they've done and how that. Please, the earlier you learn, you see it. I learned this the hard way from a guy. We were on it. He was working on my team then, and this guy would literally do nothing. And when he's talking, you'd be like, wait, is it the same thing we did that he's talking about like this? So you need to learn how to sell yourself and you need to learn how to bring your best foot forward. So please, as a lady, and I tell every lady, please don't just shy away from those little things like she mentioned. Those are the things that will put you. This guy will be asking for a raise, promotion, and like, okay, by next quarter, this is what I'm going to do. I'm like, eh? So with nothing you did, you want to now ask for that. So please, as a female, whatever, put yourself out there, no matter how little. And one thing that works for me, I will say it every time, please have an influencer in your space. If you cannot open your mouth and talk, have an influencer. I don't know how to explain it further, but then maybe subsequently we'll talk about it. All right.
Yeah,
Have
if
an
you're a
influencer who will be
silent
able to, like, any
superstar, you
single
need
thing
an
you're doing. Maybe
influencer.
you are working like, oh, sorry, I cannot come out today. I'm working. The person will like, after what? Yeah. All right. My network is a bit shady today, so please pardon me. I don't know if you can still hear me at this
Yeah, we
point.
can hear you.
Okay. All right. So let me just move to my next question so we don't dwell so much because our time is fast spent. All right. So the next question before we go back to the chat is, in environments where resources are limited, we've seen that, done that. How can customer success leaders create a sense of, is it psychological safety and empowerment for their people?
Again, I like how all these things are kind of linked to each other. One thing I would say is, now we go from empathy to effective communication. Like I said earlier on, like, join meetings and just listen to your team. Don't just go and talk. This is what you did. This is our numbers. This is this. Forget numbers sometimes. Just go there, listen. Okay, what happened? How is this product working well? How do you think we can improve our services? Sometimes you don't even need to ask those questions. Just go from talking and everything. They'll keep giving you suggestions. They'll keep giving you, just practice effective listening. Now, part of communication is listening. It's not just about talking clear and precise and all those things. No, sometimes just go there, listen to them. Listen to them talk, listen to everything they have to say. I think one of my videos, I actually talked about it, where I was like, you know what, the more you listen to your team, the more they trust you. But the more you go there and you just want to be the one doing all the talking, they just feel like, you know what, at the end of the day, if I tell Bukola this thing, it will pass the left ear and go out the right. So there's no point in telling her. But if they trust you enough to believe that if they tell you this thing, it will be implemented. And don't get me wrong, not all feedback will be implemented. But the fact that you listen to them, and then if you know you're not going to implement it, there are better ways to say no, as opposed to outrightly saying, Gloria, this thing you're saying does not make sense. There are better ways you can say, oh, I see where you're going to. You know what? Let's have another meeting, or let's sit down and flesh it out in the best way possible, as opposed to, nah, this thing you're saying is bullshit. Pardon my language. But yeah.
Thank you so much for that. So let's go back to what we have in the chat, then we go again. What's a good CX team to you? What is a good customer experience team to you? would you say experience build leadership skills or your learning? Interesting question. I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. Who asked that question? Wow. Can you guys hear me?
Muibat did. Yeah, Muibat did.
Oh,
yes, we can hear you
nice.
now.
But and I thought we were in this together.
Yes.
You just threw me that heavy question. What's a good CS team to me? I would say one that is empathetic, one that actually do not wait for their leader before they are effective. And that's something I take pride in my team, because I've been on 2 weeks leave now. I've just been going around enjoying myself, and I've just been seeing everything. There was one time I was like, maybe I should come inside and help them, because we had this interest glitch. But guess what? My team leads and my team, they took charge and they fixed it. I didn't have to step in or do anything. That's an effective team. I would use another example, an Instagram vendor that I spoke to. I'm used to, like, if you give me shitty service, I will not bother, because I'm paying you. I will not do anything with you. But a good CS team to me is one that puts themselves in my shoes. Even if it's 3K, I'm paying you. It's money. It's hard-earned money. So if you treat me well, that's good service to me. So to me, a team that understands that everybody matters, no matter how much you bring to the table, you matter as a customer to me. A team that understands that customers are not just external, but also internal. So they try to effectively build bridges with other cross-functional teams, because they know it will make their job easier. If the product breaks today, can your team or your team lead effectively go to the product managers to say, this is what is happening? Can they clearly give them like problem, like a scenario of what is happening without rambling? That's an effective and good team to me. And lastly, a team that takes pride in their job. I like that these days we are now seeing customer success as what it is. Before, if you tell someone, oh, I'm in customer success, they'll just look at you as, but now tell them you're in customer success. They're like, oh yeah, I want to. Some of them still see it as a way to transition to other teams, don't get me wrong. But like, there's now pride in being a customer success rep, and it's something that I love. And that's only because you work in a good organization. If you don't work in a good organization, you'll just be hiding under the, I mean, this one, I don't want to throw shades to any industry, but yeah, I'm this one and that one. But like, if you work in an organization you are proud of, you gladly open your mouth to say, I'm a CSM and I love doing what I'm doing. So a good team, you need to be passionate. You need to know that you're adding value to an organization. You need to put yourself in the customer's shoes, like own everything you do, own every part of your job. Acknowledge the fact that CS is a career path on its own, and it has a lot and lot of opportunities. There are a lot of growth opportunities in CS. Like, we just need to know and follow the paths as opposed to the falls. That's just all. So yeah, I hope I answered that question. Moibat, well done. Thank you. I don't know you personally, but yeah, you seem like you have a lot of questions. Gloria, over to you.
You actually know me because you've done an interview for me before.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was recently, so I really enjoyed this section, and I also wanted to learn from you again. That's why I was saying.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wait, did you answer the question about experience building leadership or skills or your learning?
Okay, experience. Can you ask that question again, please? So
Okay, for someone to have to say that leadership as a leader in a team, do you think that experience build leadership skills in someone, or you think it's something you can just learn and take ownership of a team?
Okay,
that's a
what would you say? What would you say? Did you get the question now?
Yes, I did get it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think experience is very important, right? But also, I would not just give someone that has been on a team a leadership role over someone I see that is adding value to the team. So I would say experience and longevity are two different things, right? I have people that might think, oh, you know what, Muibat has been with me for 4 years, so she should be the team lead. But then Gloria joined and she's been with us for 2 years, so there's no way she can be the team lead. if Gloria is coming from a different organization and she already has experience with banking, and then she joins and she's giving more value to the company than Muibat, who has been on the company for 4 years, I will definitely pick Gloria's experience and passion over Muibat's longevity in the company. So yes, I think experience does matter a lot in leadership. You need to have the whole, it cannot be taught. That's the thing. I can show you the steps, I can guide you to it, but it is self-taught. That's what I'll call it. But I cannot say, okay, you know what, I'm going to train you, I'm going to train you. I might have understudies, like, okay, see how I do these things, right? But at the end of the day, it is self-taught. I cannot, it's just how I cannot also teach you how to be empathetic. If you are not empathetic, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Forget about it. That's it. So you have to, these are things that we put into our daily activities so that we can be better. When we start doing it on our own, then we can do it. But I cannot teach you how to become a good leader, sorry. I can show you the parts, I can show you the product Bible, I can show you the onboarding documents and all, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. So yes, experience is important, but can it be taught? Yes, self-taught, but not from other people. That's just how I see it. I hope that answers your question now. Gloria, are you here?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think she lost connection again.
Yeah.
Pardon me, everyone. My network just went off. Thank you for holding it down, everyone. Where are we? Can you hear me now? Please confirm if you can hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for answering Muibat's question. So I'll ask another question, then we'll go to the chat briefly.
Okay.
So what should or how do you scale empathy in a fast-growing startup? I think you've mentioned or touched on that, but then I want you to like give us action steps. Then what will you say a dream customer success team looks like in the African context?
Okay, I would rush this now because I see that we are pressed for time. The first thing to do to me, what was your question again? How should African startup, what will I say African startup should
Yeah,
do?
how would you scale?
Okay, how would I scale?
Yes.
Say for instance, I'm a new CSM. The first thing I would look into doing is hiring right. It's very important, like who you hire. And it's why I ask my potential candidates during interviews, like, where do you see yourself? Not in the next 5 years or whatever, in the nearest future. Like, what does growth look like for you? What's your career trajectory? That career trajectory answer, that question, the answers is what I use to know where your head is at. Some people say, okay, yes, I love CS. I want to do this. From there, I want to become technical support. And it gives me so much joy when I see that they still have like answers in line with support. But then when I hear, okay, I want to do CS, from there I want to become a product designer and whatnot, it's good, all well and good, but like we need more people that see customer success as a career path, that take it as this is what I will do, this is how I will make money, this is how I will create generational wealth for me and my family. Like, so the first step is hiring right? We need more people to be more focused on building their career in customer success. And then the next thing is providing the right tools for your team. So empower them with better tools, better processes, invest in their growth. Like I said earlier on, one-on-one is very important. So learn about your team members, learn about them personally, what makes them tick, what are their triggers, all those things. Very important. And then trust them. Not only are you empowering them or giving them the right tools or investing, like they need to know that you as their leader, you trust them enough to say, go on this situation, you're going to add value on your own. So I hope that answers that. And I think the last one was, what would a dream CS team look like for me, right? I also answered that earlier on from someone's question, but yeah, a dream CS team would be, so do I need to answer it again? Gloria, you need to throw your network away. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I
We
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay, so it's Gloria then.
This the network we're using to smash the world.
Definitely.
We
Okay,
got some other
Gloria, we're waiting
questions in
for
the chat.
you. But while we wait for Gloria, you guys can just drop your questions in the
Yeah,
chat.
choose Obama has a question in the chat. As a CSM, how do you handle a team member who is underperforming?
Oh, okay. Hi, Chizobam. How do I handle a CS team? Maybe I answered a bit of that earlier on. Maybe you didn't join then. Like I said, I practice, like I praise you in public, but I correct you in private. It's something I feel like everybody should do. Nobody likes being shouted at or feel like you don't want to create fear in your team. Rather, you want them to respect you. Like, I'm a very playful person, but at the same time, my team knows that when it comes to the job, I don't joke with it. So you'd see everybody, like, if I'm calling them, they're like, oh my God, I saw your call. I just knew I must have fucked up, right? That's because I will not throw you under the bus in public. I would rather call you in person to say, oh, how far, this is what you did, or send you a personal message to say, this is what you did. Why did you do this? I would also like give your team the opportunity, make peace first, make peace with the fact that they will make mistakes, but then give them the opportunity to explain their thought process during that process of making whatever mistake they did. And then when they do that, explain the right process to them. Don't just say, oh, you made this mistake, never try it again. No, you made this mistake. This is what you should have done instead. So correct them. And then for the general team too, so that it doesn't happen again, then you go to your meetings and then give them like a case study. Don't call anybody's name, just give them a case study. Oh, what if this happened? How do you think you would handle it best? That way, you're not throwing whoever made the mistake under the bus, but that person knows that, oh, I'm the one that did that mistake and they've learned from it. And then if they keep underperforming, Chizobam, I advise you, practice this thing. And it's something that I did early on in the year. I don't do that now, but like my team lead still does that. Talk to them. I do this thing. I will talk to you first time. I'll talk to you the second time. That if you're making the same mistakes, after I talk to you 3 times, I'll document it. So that way they won't think that they can continue getting a free pass. So talk to them. If Pascalina is making a mistake, talk to her the first time. Oh, Pascalina, this thing you're doing, I don't like it. I feel you should do this other thing. You should do it this way. If she continues making the same mistake, call her attention to it again. After that, if it's not working, document it. So she knows that, oh, I now have a first formal warning. That way she'll sit up. All right. Is there any other question? Or Gloria, are you back now?
Yes, I'm back now. Thank you
Okay.
so much for holding that down. Do we have questions? Do we have questions? I
Okay,
thought
there's
we
a question
promised
I had earlier. I said,
also. Yes.
if you were to build a CX team from the scratch for a startup right now, what are the must-have? What are the must-haves you think that have to be in place to deliver optimal customer experience for the company?
Oh, okay, yeah. So apart from hiring, right, you need to have had the tools. So again, because you're a startup, I won't advise you to start investing in maybe the likes of Zendex or what have you. So use what you have internally. You're a startup, right? You want to save as much money as you can. So you don't want to CS team to look like a cost center, right? So you need to be very limited in what you are doing. So hire right, apart from hiring right, invest in the right tools, but not those heavy tools. So if you think, oh, what you are doing right now, you can use Gmail as opposed to Zendex, go ahead and use Gmail. If you think, oh, your call center can just be a phone rather than having like cloud system, do that. So look at what you currently have and optimize for the best results with the limited resources you have as a startup. But then as you grow, you can then start investing in other sophisticated tools. So as your team also grows, and right now we're in the age of everybody is now in line with AI and whatnot. So you also have to start looking out for all those things, right? So which AI tool can I use that is very limited, or which AI tool can I use that is cost effective? Go for those ones. Don't go for the ones that are very maybe $50 per month or whatnot. No, go for if you see $5 per month and it can do what you have to do with that startup at that point, go for it. As you make money, as you grow, then you can do it. What is your
Fantastic.
sorry, I hope I answered your question. Okay,
Yes, you did from her. Thumbs up.
thank you.
So
Eramosele
you
has
want?
a question.
Okay. Okay.
He says, what is your personal philosophy on building lasting customer relationship that leads to retention, upsell, and smoother renewal? I love that question. So it goes two ways, right? Retention for me is retaining the customers. But apart from that, who is retaining the people that is retaining the customers? We all talk about customers, customers, customers. And I want you guys to take one thing. If you're not taking anything from this, you have two customers, your internal customers and your external customers. So I believe in empowering my team enough to have job satisfaction, to want to stay with the company they work in. So who is retaining my team and who's retaining? So the more I put things in place to retain my team, the better they are in providing customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. That way they're also retaining our customers. So I focus more on retention of my team, my internal customers. They in turn will now focus on retention of my external customers. If my team is not happy, I'm not happy. My customers are not happy. Trust me, if your team is not happy, the first thing you will see is they will start, yay, sorry, hold on, guys. There's lights.
Welcome to Nigeria and Africa, where you have to.
Not that shade, not that shade. We're in this together, Gloria. Yeah, guys. So like I was saying, I focus on retention of my team members so they can focus on customer satisfaction and retention of the external customers. So yeah, lasting relationship, happy team, happy customers, happy company. That's how I see it.
Always, always, always. Ramasel, I hope that answered your question or answers your question. All right, we are coming to an end of what we have been talking about. And before we go, I want you to talk about metrics in the African context. Should we all now jump on? Everybody is screaming NRR, MRR, ARR, and all that on LinkedIn and everywhere, and all books are carrying that. What do
Yeah.
you say about that? Should we go the other route? What are the core metrics?
Gloria, your network has disappeared again, but if I get you correctly, what are the core metrics a CS team should have? And should we focus fully on metrics, data, or any other thing? I don't think there's a way for you to acknowledge if that's the question, but yeah, I'm just going to go with that. Yeah, metrics are very important. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
we can.
Metrics are very important in customer success. I would kid you not. But then something I tell, and I like using practical examples because I believe we are all living in similar realities. Be it you working in health tech, or you working in fintech, or you working in bank, whatever industry you work, I feel like we all have similar realities. We're all CS reps. We're all trying to make sure every customer leaves happy. So yes, metrics are important, but I don't believe that you would get to your goal in a particular time, right? I believe it's just like your fitness tracker, right? The more you are, the more you are consistent, the better your results. That's just how I see it. So don't throw metrics away, but don't make it the core of your entire customer success team. They are important, yes. Work towards it, remain consistent in meeting your goal, but still have that personal feel. That's something I feel everybody should take from this question. You need to still have that personalization. You need to still keep the human feeling intact. Don't just make it all about the numbers. Oh, we didn't meet our numbers for this month. This is going to happen. No. Yes. Did we meet our numbers? No. How can we meet it next time? What did we do wrong that we need to improve on? Look out the things you are not doing as opposed to what the numbers are saying. The numbers are important, but they are not the entirety of your day-to-day. You need to think of how you can be better as opposed to always focusing on the numbers. And then I would go to, I think the other question was the core metrics to look out for. One thing I think we all need is customer success satisfaction or CSAT. It's very important to track that. So how happy are your customers? Are they happy? Are they sad? It's just like a quick pulse check. That's just it for CSAT. We say NPS. I still had a debate with one of my mentors about NPS because I was saying I feel like NPS should be tracked by the product team. She said NPS should be tracked by the customer success team. We both gave huge points and we still didn't come to a conclusion. It's something that we will still talk about later on. But I think NPS is also very important. Who should track NPS is what I do not know. So yes, I do not have all the answers. I believe products should track it. They believe, my mentor believes customer success should be the one tracking it. So we beg to differ. But yeah, NPS is very important. Your customer retention and churn rates is also very important to track. And then the basic one that we all do from time to time, average handle time, average talk time, customer first resolution time, average reply time, all those ones, also very important. But yeah, I hope that helped. Gloria,
Thank you.
are you
Yes,
there
yes,
now?
yes. We have learned.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here now. Thank you so much for that. So
Yeah.
insightful. And the last question we have for today is from Victoria, is in the chat. What advice would you give someone looking to move from support to into customer success?
It's hard. That's the advice. Customer success is hard. Don't let anybody sweet talk you. I've had people come and say, it's easy. I'll use my microbiology certificate from uni to get into customer success and have a chill job. They will frustrate you. Customers will frustrate you. Customers will tell you they want a red cup, but they will write blue. It is your duty to understand that they need red cup. So be ready to educate your customers. You need to, I'll just say be patient. Yeah. You need to have the patience of God. And if you do not serve God, just whatever you serve, just pray for patience. And okay, let's just move to the advice. Let me don't enter. I'm already thinking of all the things I've suffered in the past. My advice for you that want to join customer success is practice effective communication. Be empathetic. Do not forget to be empathetic and do not take it personal. Customer success is you being the forefront of the company. It has nothing to do with you. These customers are not angry at you. They are not angry at whoever is speaking to them. They're angry at the brand. They're angry at the fact that they're not getting the results they want at that particular time. So it's the company they have a business with, not you. You are just the one bearing the hits. So just know that it is not personal. If you want to go into customer success, learn how to differentiate between personal and professional. When you are on the job, that 8 to 4, whatever you do, know that they are talking to piece of Zendex. That's all. They're not talking to Peace Ijoma. No, it is Peace of Zendex. You are representing the brand. So differentiate between personal and professional and you'll be fine. I hope that
Thank you. Thank you.
Victoria.
Victoria, is that okay?
Yes, it is. It is. I would just like to add one more follow-up question.
All right.
Okay, so thank you, Bukola. It's really been an exciting session. Like, I'm just excited I joined today. Thank you so much. So I want to ask now, so why moving from support to CS now? So what should I focus on first? So is it like getting the tools? Because fine, I'm not used to all of those customer success tools. I hear of this, I hear of that too. So is it like getting the tools or looking at getting the experience first? Because even when you want to apply, most people ask you, what have you done? How have you attended to this as a SaaS? How have you done this? So they're not even giving us the room to even start up from somewhere. So what's your advice, please?
So I won't say focus on tools, right? Because tools are something you can learn about on the internet. You can just Google, okay, best tools for CS in 2025 and just learn the basics about them, right? You need to have the experience and you don't also need to have worked in somewhere for you to have the experience. Like I talked about certification. As you are taking those certification, are you implementing them? Are you putting them into use, or you're just taking them so that you can have the extra name at the back of your own personal name, right? So you need to focus on learning how to be proactive. with customer success, the key to customer success is proactivity. So this time around, you're not just waiting for something to break and then you are going to help these customers. This time around, you are troubleshooting before it breaks. You are empowering your customers, you are educating them. There's a lot more in customer success as opposed to, I'm just going to wait and once something happens, then I react. You're not reacting, you are being proactive this time. So there's a lot more you need to do. So on your own free time, start learning different things. You talked about tools. Tools to me is the easiest thing you can ever learn. I've had an interview before where I told someone I knew how to use Mixpanel, and then they sent me a case study. I kid you not, I did not know how to use Mixpanel that period. Well, I saw the case study. I just checked online. I can't remember the question I asked, but it was something very basic. And within 5 minutes, I already knew how to use Mixpanel. I fixed the case study. I didn't take the job eventually, but I got the job. And it was funny because I don't want to say I lied, but I did lie because I really just wanted to see what the company was about, right? So tools to me is one of the easiest things you can learn about when it comes to customer success. The most important things are like the soft skills. If it's not in you, it's not in you. If you don't get it, you don't get it. That's just it. So you need to have start building yourself, right? Start putting all the experiences you have. And it's something I also tell my people, right? Gloria, I'm sorry, I think I'm taking more time. And I said I was going to keep this meeting very short. You go for an interview and you don't have experience in customer success, but you have, Victoria, where do you work currently and what do you do? Hi, Victoria, are you here?
Yes, I work in the Malambi Trust Company. It's an investment, like a client portfolio management company. So I work
Awesome.
as the customer support there.
Going to use that now. So you apply for a CS job in a fintech and then you don't have experience in fintech, but then they are telling you, tell me about yourself. I kid you not, tell me about yourself is the 5-minute opportunity you have to sell yourself. Every other question that comes, yes, all well and good, but that 5 minutes, use it to, well, it might not be up to 5 minutes, but whatever minutes you have, use it to sell yourself as much as you can. Like I keep telling you guys, toot your own horn. It's not a must that you carry the horn and blow it. That 5 minutes or whatever minutes you have to talk about yourself is your opportunity to sell yourself. So I am Victoria, I am this, I am that. I applied for this job because of this. I worked in an investment, one thing. I'm going to use my experience as an investment, this to influence decision in this company if given this role. So you are going to see how well you can infuse you being an investment, a CS rep in an investment company to better and provide more improvement in the fintech because we don't have anybody in investment. So there's something you would bring that would add value to the fintech organization that you are joining. So don't see it as a disadvantage because you don't have fintech experience. Rather, take whatever experience you previously had, use it. Like before the interview, you definitely know you're having an interview. So you would already practice in the mirror or with your friends how well you can answer that question and fit in your previous experience into your current job that you're applying for. Does that make sense? I don't know why this check keeps going
Yes,
now.
it does. It does. Thank you.
You're welcome. Gloria, over to you.
Thank you so much. That was so succinct. Thank you so much for responding to that. And that is all we have for today. If you have enjoyed today's session, please, I want to see emojis. We've spent our time and I want us to keep Bukola again. She gave us 1 hour and we've exhausted that. Olalekan, is it possible for you to use the chat briefly? Please, I want to see you bring emojis off for her. She's done a fantastic one today. I have so many take home from here, and I know you do too. So please keep that coming. Olaliko, can you use the chat to ask your question? Thank you for an amazing session, Bukola.
You're welcome.
Good evening. I just want to quickly ask her one short question. I'm sorry if I'm permitted, please, Gloria.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Bukola, thank you so much for today. Please, my own question is, my name is Olalekan. I'm a data quality analyst, and I just picked up a new role at my place of work as a product operations specialist. And I've done a couple of training with customer success on the last part of being the certified, doing the last one. So, and the operations specialist now is B2B, basically, not B2C. What advice do you think, or what advice would you have for me as someone that is just transitioning into this new role and someone that does not have any knowledge with customer success at all? Thank you.
Very simple. Ask questions. Stay curious. Ask questions. Like, no matter how silly you think that question is, ask them. So don't go in with the mindset of, oh, you already have some form of experience and you can handle things. Go in as a learner. Be curious enough to just sit back and see how they handle things. So if it's I said 3 things while I'm onboarding my people, I tell them to learn the 3 P's first. Learn about the people, learn about the product, and then learn about the processes, right? But for you now, you are going in from a different career path to a different team. So first thing first, just stay curious. Ask as much questions as you can. Ask as much question as you can about their processes, about everything. Just keep asking questions. But then don't go and ask some questions that they'll not feel like, but I answered this thing yesterday. So as much as you ask those questions, document. Some people feel much better writing with pen and paper. If that's you, write it. If it's to open your notepad on your laptop, do that, whatever, but make sure you stay curious and ask questions. That's the only advice I have for you. Hope that
Amazing.
helps.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Olalekan, what is the role again? I had product, I have operations specialist, and what's the new role?
Yeah, as a product operations
Product
specialist.
operations specialist.
Yeah,
Where is the product operations specialist? That is not customer success, or is it the same thing in your organization?
yes, it is the same thing. It is the same thing.
Product operations.
Yeah.
I like how
Anyways,
people now call yes different names. It's very interesting.
it is interesting because when I'm hearing product, I'm looking at the products. When I'm hearing operations, I'm looking at the internal activities, managing
Like
relationships
HR
within the.
management and all.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing in my head. But now they're saying it's customer success.
Yeah.
But then, anyways, I don't know. But when they employed or gave you that role, were you given like the JD for that role that will guide you? Aside that, what she said, keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep implementing. Don't just learn and ask questions and not do, right? The whole thing is on doing. So when be open to learning. But then I really want to, maybe you connect with me on LinkedIn and let me see the JD and see how we can work around it, because I'm still not satisfied that is a customer success role. Okay. All right, that's all we have for today. Thank you everyone again for joining us, and we have come to an end. Please connect with Bukola on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and follow her, comment on her post, and just encourage us. She has done a great one for us today, and we truly appreciate. And today is the final is the episode now of our series, The Reality of Customer Success in Africa. The next one
I
probably
have one
be
more
around August
question
or
before you
September.
end.
Until then, my name is Gloria Michael. Have an amazing one. And of course, Bukola and I think Gladys and also Ermosele. There's this project I'm working on, and I really want your review, your feedback.
Oh, Gloria, we lost you. Thank you, Olalekan, for following me and for every other person that followed me. Thank you. Gloria, while we wait for you to
I don't
come
know
back,
if
I'm currently hiring. So if you know you are looking to move into the fintech space, just send me your CV on LinkedIn. My name on LinkedIn is the same name on Instagram and everything. Please follow me on my Instagram page, like my comment, my post and everything. It's a new project I just started.
Sorry. What's the name?
On
Bukola.
LinkedIn, Bukola Willoughby.
Yes.
On Instagram,
Okay.
at
Thank
the Bukola Willoughby. I think Muibat or Gladys dropped the link to my new Instagram page on the chat section. Just like my post on Instagram, interact with it, share with your friends. It's a new page, so I'm still learning how to do the lightning and everything. But yeah, but for the LinkedIn, just send me your CV if you're interested in the job. Gloria, I hope you can hear me. Yes, I would be open to reviewing the project with you. So just let's stay in touch on LinkedIn. Gloria, you need to throw your network away anyways. Which network are
all
you using?
right. Oh, today I'm using MTN and also SpectraNet. I had to stop using Airtel, so I don't know what's going on today. All right. Thank you so much. I'll definitely stay in touch and share the project with you, Gladys, and also Ermosele. Thank you, everyone, once again. Have an amazing evening. And I want you to write about today's session. Please write about what you've learned and also connect, tag both of us, tag Bukola, tag myself, and let's see what you have learned today. All right. Have an amazing one. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much, Bukola, again for joining us today. I think Bukola left already. I'm going to switch to Starlink. Thank you so much, Gladys. And Pascaline, I'm also sending you the project. I want your review and what you think about it before I move ahead with it. And also, I forgot to mention, Gladys is organizing this amazing event. You should attend. It's on Friday, 5 p.m. and I'll be there speaking on a very vital topic. So you can check. I'll probably make a post about it tomorrow or just repost it so you can just do that. Gladys, do I need to sign up? Do we need to sign up? Okay, yeah, the invite
so
is
that
here.
get
Let me
reminders.
also see. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Please, the link is in the chat. Just quickly register for it and hopefully I'll see you there. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Pascalina, for being with us all these days from the beginning down till now. You were so supportive and thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you, Gladys, for being so supportive as well. Thank you, Peace, Ijoma. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Chizobam. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you. Victoria, are you still here? Can you give me the host or you can just end the conversation or the meeting?
Yeah.
All right. Good night. Bye-bye, everyone.